Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett and I'm the founder and owner of TechAbuse. And today I am going to get into another video on the Pokemon Checklist app. Now real quick, I've tried to do a few videos the other day when I was actually working on this. The audio didn't work at all. In fact, I thought I was recording and I lost like an hour's worth of whatever, and I realized the mic wasn't even recording. Then I tried again and the recording didn't work and whatever, so just said screw it. So with this video, I'm going to show you what I've done, but to start things off, I'm going to show you what I need help on if you want to see this thing come out sooner than later. So as far as things goes, one of the biggest things is like I said with this particular application. For those of you who don't know what it is, basically I've gotten a large request because I've started a long time ago. I kind of flicked out on it. Now I'm bringing it back up because there's a large amount of requests for me to make an application that acts as a checklist for people who play Pokemon. Basically it'll list all the things in there. They can check it off, see if they got it, and so on. This particular application is going to be a little bit more advanced than that, where that was going to be only a checklist. This one, it'll allow you to do a couple other things, but that the checklist is the first thing that I want to come out before the alpha stage. And with that, you're talking about 1,000 and something names, or about 1,000 names, about 1,000 abouts of whatever the thing's called, about, and then you got item names and about names for the items, and it's just ridiculous to expect someone to get this all out in time, in a reasonable time. So with that, if you want to help out, well, you can. You don't have to download Android Studios if you don't want to. You do need the files, so note that you need the files, and that means you need GitHub. I have videos on how to use GitHub. But go to the following. Basically, you're going to go to the @source main resource values, and you look for strings. And you can open up this in Notepad. I got Notepad++, so it acts a little bit easier. And with this, what you can do, Notepad++ is really meant for developing and stuff like that. But you can, again, you just use Notepad if you want, fine. But what you need to do is basically go to here and fill this out. I got a links that you can use, so you can just, instead of hunting for all the names and just doing all of that, going back and forth, you can do that. But basically, like, say for example, if I want to do the first one, I got an example. So like right here, I would put something like that. So string name, whatever. What I will replace is this, where it says P1. I'll start with the very first thing on the list, alphabetical, and then or whatever's on the list. So I think whatever the number scheme is on here, because it was this is going to be by generation, and the number scheme reflects the generation stuff. So whatever is on the list, the number scheme, I'm going to end up having it where it needs to be like P1, P2, P3, whatever, and then the name of whatever needs to go here. So remember that. The reason why this is important is, in order for this to show up the correct thing, this needs to be right. And in the application, I'll be calling for this P1 or whatever this would be, whichever I want, in multiple locations. And the reason why this will dramatically increase the time for the application to come out is simply, instead of having to, okay, I got a string of we go to about and type out a 3-4 paragraph thing. Instead of doing that, what I can do is just call for whatever that thing is, and I put here. So right here, you should put the this part for here for the name PN, then whatever letter it is or number it is. So PN1, PN2, PN3, whatever. The about PA 1, 2, 3, whatever. And then the item name and item about as a year. And I got the links here, so feel free to look at them and help me out here if you want. But and you're doing that, by the way, you can actually say that you help code an application, and by all technicality, you're a coder, because this is what code is. This is some code. So basically what you're doing is writing code. So as far as that goes, with that aside, and if I don't get any help out of it, I don't know how far I'll take it. So as far as that goes, let's go down to the main screen. Let's do the splash screen. I don't know if I covered this in the last video, but I made I still got to do the animation for the splash screen, but I got the stuff right here for splash screen. In order to activate this, I have to go into the manifest and just switch this stuff around so it thinks the splash is the launcher. So and it'll be a pretty easy fix, but right now I just got it like it is. So for testing and stuff, it doesn't get annoying. I can get to it. And what I want to do is I want to figure out, I never done it before, I want to figure out if it's possible to have it where the user can go into settings and turn off the splash screen altogether. But on the splash screen, I put on something like that, or this application may use some of your data because syncing and whatnot. Now, as far as the main activity, so looking at this, it's pretty bland, but basically we got a checklist, search, whatever. I don't think I've done anything with that. Yeah, I don't think I did anything with this. Just put a couple notes on there just to check for myself. But basically what I'm thinking about doing is, for those of you who don't know, I don't know what I covered in the last video or not, so if I'm reiterating things, sorry. But what I'm thinking about doing here is, where originally the logo would be here, is I'm probably have a ticker, see if I can do an RSS feed and have a ticker going across. So what would happen is Nintendo news, anything that comes out, see if Nintendo has something that has RSS, so you can get the news directly from Nintendo, but you have an RSS ticker going across. I never done that before, but I highly think it's possible, so it'll be interesting. And down here, I think I was going to do that as it is, like just do random information. I gotta have the thing to have savability and some stuff before I deal with that. So as far as that goes, let's go into, what's the next one? Yeah, let's go into charts. That's going to work in later. Charts I'm not focused on right now. So if you looked at my Trello, you will notice that charts, they're not my top priority. It's the checklist and the saving, really, and the settings, because saving with settings, because I wanted to give the person the ability to sync the stuff if they need to, because it can literally take a year before it goes from one stage to another, depending on how active I am on all this. So if we go to checklists, one thing I was exploring is, okay, we got the icons, or that's another thing I need, by the way, is anyone who can grab the icons, evolve them, great, and also the items, great, especially if you can grab it from that website list. And basically, I'm gonna make a how-to for that if anyone cares. Right now, I'm not really sure if I'm getting any help on this, so it might not be worthwhile for me to make a how you can label the pictures to help me out. But as far as that goes, I mean, like if you want to do it, then label it lowercase p and then 1, 2, 3, whatever for the these guys for the Pokemon itself. For items, it's just I and then lowercase I and whatever number next to it, and make sure it's a ping. And what you do is you put it into the drawable, and I'll sort it out later. But as far as that goes, what I was experimenting here is, and I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, so they got types, and apparently there's enough room. And I'm trying to figure out also, if you notice size, it looks like crap on like tablet size things. So I'm gonna have to figure something out with that. Maybe making things bigger or whatever. I'm not exactly sure. But as far as that goes, what I'm thinking is have the type and then the color in the background to match the type, so the person can look at it and say, I want this. And I don't know, people who are fans of this stuff, they'll know what means what. I don't. It's been years since I've dealt with this. Like probably see, I'm 28 now, so probably 2 decades, more or less, maybe less. I don't know. But anyways, as far as that goes, what I'm thinking about doing is have the type and the color in the background. What I'm trying to figure out, because we're dealing with untold amount of these things, and I really just don't want to do it. I may, in fact, do this. In fact, I may do this. So the problem is if there's 2 types, how do we do that? That's the problem. I don't know. You can figure it out. If there's any actual help that comes along, I'll figure something out. But basically, what I'm figuring is, if I can do this, I'm wondering how can I get it to auto-generate all of these, and that way I don't have to code each single line by myself. Like I can get to the program just to make it on its own. And if you do know how to do that, then let me know, because I'm racking my brain around it, and I'm coming to the conclusion that I have to actually type out each one. I got to fill it out. I think there has to be a way. It's just something I'm missing because I'm tired all the time. But also the type. I'm trying to figure out how do you get it where it looks at a type, recognizes as a type what's supposed to be here, and what would end up happening is it will not only fill out the name of the type, but the color in the background will change based on if it's one of a few types. But so there's that. The search, we got drop down menus, search, or you can type in and I'll change that to a search icon, and you gotta submit for that. I think I'm missing one thing, status page, I think. So status, this one's gonna be worked out. Icons that gonna be at top, but is this status or is this settings? Yeah, it's the status. So I need to change that. But anyways, basically it's gonna be about the thing. This is gonna be a what generation, then you press that and it tells you where to find them. So it lists out all that. That's gonna be a pain to code in. I might hide that for a while and just go in a corner and cry a bit if I have to actually code all that in by myself. But seriously, I might hide that for a while until I figure out how to do some of these other things. Then we got add. For this area, basically the add is its own thing. This area down here, it's on a scroll, so you can scroll up and down and do whatever. But it basically it asks you what date you caught it, level, name, the ball used, and so on and so on. And that's about it. So this so I'm put in the about and how to use there, async and input output. I'm going to have. I'm not sure if I'm going to show this or not, but if there's something that's worthwhile, I'm going to show it and then have some pop-up message where someone can deselect things, opt out things. Email, basically what would end up happening here is if you select email without selecting anything, what would end up happening is it would tell you in a toast notification to select something. But it's in this item, and then this will let me know. But basically, you select like bug report or something like that, and this will autofill out based on whatever you selected. So from here, we have a see how this was made, and that should take you to these YouTube videos. That's pretty much about it. I don't think I worked really at all on the back. Yeah, I didn't work at all on the back end. The biggest ones I worked on was really the splash page. Again, the biggest problem I had was audio cutting out and all that crap. I'll try to work on this whenever I can, as I said before. Keep in mind I got real world stuff going on, and a lot of this is really going to be up to you as a person who wants to get this out, hopefully, to help out in any way you can. And maybe it'll be a good tool and reason for you to learn how to code. Which, keep in mind, coding is one of the most highest rating paying jobs, and also the lowest unemployed jobs. Like it has a 2% unemployment rate, and the average coder gets around, depending on the area obviously, but gets around 80 to 90,000. And here in North Carolina, not North Carolina, but in the United States, it's around 90,000. And that's for mid to senior level. And senior levels can easily go in $140,000, $160,000. I've seen them for whatever reason going closer to $200,000, especially with these startups. But that's a big thing to note. So maybe it's a good reason for you to learn it and whatever. And this is an actual coding. And keep in mind, you can use this for resume material if you really help out, because your name will be attached to it. There's nothing I can do about detaching your name, so you don't have to worry about that. But on GitHub, you can actually show what you helped with, and the employer will want to see stuff like that, by the way. So you got to build a portfolio. That's why some programs, in fact, a lot of programs don't have degrees. So even if you're bad at school, you can program, and as long as you got a portfolio, it's like any craft. Because it is. It's a craft. It's not like an assembly technician. It's not like a janitor, a accountant, a something else, where really you're on a predefined limit, and really everything's already there. With this, you're starting from ground up. It's like carpentry, it's like mason work, it's like many of these other things where, like painting and so on, where you're starting from virtually nothing to nothing at times, and really you're shaping it. It might not look like you're physically shaping it, but you are shaping the thing, because right now, I mean, who's going to use this? So yeah. Now, real quick, in case you take that to heart and really want to use that to work into this, if you really want that, great. But if you go in here and you throw in this and say, I'm a coder because I've done this, the thing that I asked for help with on the string, you'll get laughed out of the building, because the fact of the matter is yes, this is coding, but yeah, this you need to show a lot more than this. Show functionality. You can do XML and you can do JavaScript and stuff like that for interface, and really with Android you want to do functionality anyways, because XML is like anyone who does any functionality can do basic interface. The only thing that a functionality person like myself may not be able to do is graphic work, like like the actual pictures, making stuff like that. But beyond that, that's something you got to keep in mind, is this won't get you a job. These other things, if you help me complete it, these will. So that's a big thing to keep in mind. But you still got to take a look at that. This is needed pretty freaking badly. But anyways, as far as that goes, if you got any questions or anything, then please feel free to leave them down there in the comment section, and I'll try and answer as quickly as possible. And please do like, subscribe, share, check out our Patreon to help out this channel and grow a lot more. And I'll see you next video. And hope you have a great day. And by the way, the link to the GitHub directly to this project will be in the description, so in case you just want to go there. But anyways, have a good day.